Good evening. I'd like to call to order the April 14th, 2021 meeting of the Ascension Parish Planning Commission. Before we get started, we want to welcome a newly appointed member. Mr. Todd Varnado is here, and Spencer, can you administer the oath?
Yes.
Do you have to do that for all of us who are reappointed as well?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Well, let's go and get him sworn
But if
in.
y'all all want to do it, we can all do it.
No, it's okay. We're still under oath or whatever.
Right,
so,
correct.
yeah.
All right.
Mr. Todd, do you swear or in a vow to uphold the laws of the Constitution of the United States, the state of Louisiana, and the parish of Ascension in your duties as the Planning and Zoning Commissioner?
I do.
All right, very good. And please make a note that all council members or commissioners, with the exception of Mr. Hodgson and Mr. Chasson, are present tonight. I'd ask everybody, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can we get staff introductions?
Stacy Webb, Recording Secretary for the Planning Commission.
Spencer Long, Parish Attorney.
Jerome Fournier, Director of Planning and Development.
Eric Poche, Parish Planner.
Item number 6 on the agenda is the chairman's comment. The chair has no comments. Item number 7 is a public comment on any agenda item. We have, it looks like, 4 public hearings scheduled tonight for family partitions, but if there's anybody who wants to speak on any other agenda item, now's the time to speak. Ms. Stacy, has anyone signed up to speak?
No.
All right, moving on to item number 8 is the subdivision status report.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make an announcement before we do that, please.
Okay.
As we know, we have a new courthouse next to the administration building on West Worthy. We're going to be moving all meetings of the Planning Commission, the Parish Council, and committees to sending out notices. I just want everybody to know that ahead of time. May meeting will be here, but the June meeting will very likely be at the new meeting, at the new place. All right? Thank you.
All right, very good. That's exciting news.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
It's new,
Mr. Chairman.
headquarters.
In your package, you'll see the normal monthly subdivision report. All items with any changes are noted with asterisk. 2 in particular are Belle Savant Townhomes and Longleaf Townhomes, which are new preliminary plats, which should come before you next month. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
All right. I would like the Riverton notation about the traffic study after second filing of about 478 lots. Obviously, that's going to be something that is going to be discussed next month. It was on the agenda for this month, but since it was doubtful and it turned out that everybody would be present this month, we moved it to next month. But I would like that noted because I don't think it's conclusive yet that it's the new traffic study is 470 lots or many fewer lots. So if you could just reflect that's an issue on that status
Okay,
report.
all right, I'll do it.
All right, very good. All right, and item number 10 is the approval or denial of the minutes and written decisions of the March 10th, 2021 Planning Commission. Do I have a motion by Mr. Dumas? Second by Mr. Furman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Item number 11 is the consent agenda. There's 4 affidavits of mortgage declaration. Item 11A is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Linda Berry, Lot A1, 12285 Raymond Bro Road in Gonzales. Item number 11B is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Jamie DeVille, lots A1, and A1A2, 43128 Louisiana Highway 931 in Gonzales. Item 11C is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Carl Van Orden, lots 1E4, 1E5, and 1E6, 44087, 44097, and 44107 LeBeau Road in Sandoval. And finally, 11D is the affidavit of mortgage declaration for Carol Williams, Lot A and Lot 1, 13146 Highway 431 in Sandoval. Do I have a motion on the consent agenda? Move. Motion by Mr. Dumas. Second by Mr. Furman. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, item number 12A is a public hearing to approve or deny the following family partitions: the Jamie DeVille property, lots A1, 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 A2A, A1, A2B, and A1, A2C by McGlynn Taylor. Is anybody, oh, Ms. Jackson, you are here, good.
Ellen Jackson with McLean Taylor Incorporated, asking for your approval.
Staff?
Yes, sir. The subdivision meets the code section of family partitions. One item of note is Lot A1A, 2A is being retained by Mr. DeVille, and we noted that. The final will note that he's going to retain that property on the map.
All right. We will open a public hearing on this matter. Ms. Stacy, has anyone signed up to speak on this?
Yes. Jamie and Jeremy Todd.
And please remember that while we want to hear from everybody, we do have a limit of 3 minutes. There's a clock in front of me, and I'm looking at a clock in front of you, so please.
Good evening. I'm John Crawford, attorney for the Todds. And we speak in objection to the family partition. Number one is we haven't seen it, so we wanted to make sure that where the access was going to be, because the private servitude of passage known as Kenneth Michael Road is not granted to the property they own. It's granted to the property on the rear of the road, away from Highway 921 and to the east. The DeVilles don't have that servitude of access granted to them. So if they have their access to those rear lots they're trying to subdivide on the east side of their property, then we can't object to it. But the Kenneth Michael Road, if they are planning on using that as a means of ingress and egress from the subdivided lots, then we're going to object. Kenneth Michael Road is a single lane, one car wide with ditches on the side, about a 1,900-foot long gravel driveway. Only one car can pass at a time, and it's now pretty well traveled and torn up. We are concerned that if their plan is to put these additional lots to use that, first of all, they don't have the right to use it. The servitude of access was not granted to their lot. And so we're going to object and ask that the committee deny it on that end. Further, we don't know where they plan on having their sewer effluent discharge. If they're going to run it to the highway, to the ditch, then we have no objection. However, if there's any other plan, and there should have been a plan for that, is we're going to object because the ditches along the highway, along the gravel road already are in a state of disrepair and won't handle it. So with that being said, the Todds object to any family partition on those grounds that the access has to be from the front of their property. They reserved a 20-foot width on the very east property line from their front to the back of their property.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Has anyone else signed up, Ms. Stacy?
No.
Okay. We'll close the public hearing on this. Staff, it looks like, I'm looking at a picture of Google Maps here. It looks like Kenneth Miller Road, the Michael Road, it looks like that access is already a lot or a trailer that's in one of the lots that's going to be created. Is that correct?
Yes, there is a lot. That lot that is now going to be A1A was created by a flag lot which fronted on Highway 931. The servitude of passage is wholly on the subject property. They've never needed it before. They can grant themselves servitude to get to those rear lots because the servitude is on their property.
The servitude being Kenneth Michael Road?
Mhm.
Is that a public road?
No,
So it's completely
only on their property, yes.
And what about there's no drainage plan because there's no plan to subdivide it, or there's no plan to build on the other two lots, is that correct?
No, there's no drainage plan. They're required to get their effluent to 931.
Whenever they
whenever they do that, yes.
put whatever on those two back lots.
Yes, correct.
All right, any questions, comments, and/or a motion?
Yes, it looks like there's a little, I don't know if that's servitude or what, alongside of the lots coming from 931. Doesn't look like it's part of Kenneth Michael. Looks like it's separate. It cuts through the lots looking at the drawing on the left side. It's like little dashes. Does that represent the right-of-way?
The servitude of passage was originally 50 feet, and then it was changed to 40 feet. They're putting the minimum forward of 30 feet, and allowing the lots to the west to have access off of that
But is that what-
servitude of passage.
but-
But the reason that the extra dotted lines are there is because the 12-foot utility servitude can't just be moved because you reduce the
Okay,
servitude
so
of
that's
passage.
utilities.
Correct.
Okay. So the gentleman that spoke is representing the property owner to the rear of these lots. Okay. And I guess that's the right-of-way Mr. Todd uses to access his property,
So,
right?
so let me get this straight. So Kenneth Michael Road, that servitude of passage is contained entirely onto the property that the applicant owns,
Correct.
and he's doing a family partition of his property and only
Correct.
his property.
Yes.
So that servitude of passage grants his entire property access.
Correct, yes.
And if he subdivides it, those other lots would automatically get access, correct?
Yes, if he grants access to it as the property owner, yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, we got a motion to approve. Any opposition, or a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Furman. Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, the motion carries. Item number 12B is Acadiana Builders of Gonzales, Inc., property tracks Y1A1, B1A1, and Y1A1, B1A2, and Y1A1, B1A3. And I would just say that on this, I will recuse myself from any voting and will just run the public hearing as the chairman. Earls and Associates, Mr. Falgood, good to see you tonight.
You as well, bud, as well. James Falco, representing Earls and Associates in the Banks family on the following family partition, asking the commission for approval.
Staff?
Yes, sir. The subdivision meets the tenets of the family partition section of the code. They have addressed all the comments that we made on the plat.
We'll open a public hearing. Ms. Stacy, has anyone signed up to speak on this matter?
No.
All right, we'll close the public hearing on that. Questions, comments, motion?
How many times has his property been subdivided?
Twice.
Twice.
You got a lot of letters and numbers.
Yeah, well, all of it was the, yeah.
It does.
But
We
twice?
just start over. No, this was bigger, a part of like a 500-600 acre tract at one time. It just kept getting subdivided and then divided all the lots across the road and, yeah.
So this track Y1A1, B1A3 is going to have this big wing to the left?
Well, this property was purchased about 10 years ago between our clients, the Banks, and Pearl Bullock, which is their aunt. So basically, they owned it for 10 years, and then they never split the property up. So the way it was supposed to be split up was equal acreage.
Mm-hmm.
And with equal acreage, but equal usable acreage. So this was the option for equal usable acreage, because you really can't use the acreage that's under the power line.
Okay. Okay. You ready for a motion?
Yeah.
Let's approve it. Motion
We
is
got a
approved.
motion to approve by Mr. Dumas,
Second.
second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Item number 12C is the Gerard Babin property, Gerard Babin Jr. property, lots 1A, 2A, and 1A, 2B, Council District 11. Mr. Falgood?
Yes, representing Mr. Brad Gorkrich and the following family partition, asking the commission for approval.
All right, staff?
Yes, sir. The subdivision meets the tenets of the family partition section of the code, and all comments have been addressed on the map.
We'll open a public hearing. Ms. Stacy, has anyone signed up to speak?
No.
We'll close the public hearing. Questions, comments, motion?
I move we approve.
Motion
Second.
to approve by Mr. Furman, second by Mr. Dumas. All in favor? Any in opposition? Motion, no, hearing none, the motion passes. And item number 12D is the Duplessis subdivision, tracks 11A1 and 11A2. Mr. Valgu?
Yes, representing the Loop family on the following plan partition, asking the commission for approval.
Staff?
Yes, sir. All other elements of the family partition section of the code are met with the exception of the original width of the entire lot was 160 feet. They're asking for 80 feet lots. The minimum required for this zoning category is 90. So in order for you to approve it, you would have to grant them a waiver and allow them to have 80-foot width frontage lots.
What's the total,
It's
They have enough
160.
60.
Yeah.
so that's the best you can do to get close to 90? Because if you make 190, the next one's gonna be.
Next one's going to be 70, yes.
Okay. All right, we'll open a public hearing on this. I'm assuming no one signed up to speak since there's no one here.
No.
We'll close the public hearing. Questions, comments, or motion?
Staff, this is normal for this, I'm familiar with Rip Duplessis. Those lots aren't that wide in some areas, but 80-foot
80
frontage
foot
is
should
not.
be sufficient. I mean, most of the dwellings there are mobile homes,
Right.
and that's what they have there is plenty enough for what they want to do with it.
Yeah.
And it does have enough acreage to meet those.
Yes,
zoning
that's
requirements.
correct.
Plenty of acreage.
There is enough acreage.
I think this is fine. I'm okay with it. I'll make a motion to approve with the variance.
All right, motion to approve with the variance by Mr. Furman, second by Ms. Hutchins. She already beat you to it. All in favor? Any in opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, number 13 is old business on Riverton, and we've moved that to next month so that everybody can be here for that discussion. Item number 14, motion to adjourn, meeting adjourned. Thank you.